9 o'clock, we'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the September 5th meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. My name is Shelley Bueller, and I have the pleasure of serving as chair of the commission alongside Commissioner Kevin Cook and Commissioner Bob Archer.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Madam Clerk, the first item, please.
First item today is item 3, consent agenda.
Are there questions on the consent agenda?
I would move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
There's a motion by Commissioner Cook and second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item 4, new business A, County Clerk number 1, consider all voucher payments.
Madam Chair, this morning we have 2 sets of voucher payments. The first is dated August 30th in the amount of $7,280,641.18. And the second is dated September the 4th in the amount of $813,616.29. And I've asked Betty Griner to give an overview of the August 30th voucher payments because the amount is a little bit higher than we usually do.
A little bit large, yes.
Yes. Betty Griner, financial administrator. The primary reason it is so high is these are the bond payments on our general obligation bonds. It's the interest and the principal. It's a whole year's principal, half a year interest, and that totals $5.8 million. So the bulk of this amount are those bond debt service payments. The other payments, there is a sales tax payment of $600,000 for JADO. That comes into us, and then we turn around and send it to the JADO account. And other than that, it's normal payroll type items, the payroll taxes, the federal withholding, the FICA, those types of items. These are all, since there was no meeting on Monday, these are all items that were automatically withdrawn from our account. They're not checks that were written, they're ACHs that were automatically withdrawn from our account.
Thank you, Betty.
Explain it?
Yes, that's very well done. Madam Chair, with that, I'll make a motion to approve the vouchers as presented.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook, to approve the vouchers as presented. All in favor of the motion say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item A2, consider correction orders.
I would move approval.
Second.
There's a second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item B, audit finance number 1, consider approval of request to sell large surplus equipment on Purple Wave auction.
We are asking for your approval to sell the surplus items from the county on the Purple Wave auction website. This will be the first time that we have used Purple Wave. We brought the contract before you earlier, and this will be our first actual sale on that. As I think you got a stack of the items. These are all of the items, surplus items from all the different departments that come together. There's quite a few, mostly cars, those type of things. Michelle has come to answer any questions you might have on any details. She's the one that actually is working with this closely. So, if you have any questions?
There's quite a few items.
Yes, a lot of
Be
items.
ready. Are there questions?
How does the Purple Wave work as far as the sales goes? Is there a commission charged? Is it fee-based?
There is a fee, but the fee is collected from the buyer. So we are not charged a fee at all. And they also handle the collection of the monies. They pay the sales tax. All of that is handled through Purple Wave, and then we, receive the proceeds.
And is there ability to set a minimum purchase price as to some items
I don't believe so.
So it's highest bidder,
Yes,
okay.
yes. If there is a bidder. I guess if there's no bidder, then it comes back to us, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I move approval of the request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thanks, Betty.
Item C, Kansas Expo Center. Number 1, consider approval of request for capital expenditures for the following. A, replacement of the Vector bypass feeder in an amount of not to exceed $935. B, repair of the Daktronics Venus 7000 in an amount of $2,900.69. And C, replacement of concrete handicapped sidewalk ramps in an amount of $5,200.
Good morning, Commissioners. H.R. Cook, General Manager, Kansas Expo Center. These 3 items, the first item, for those that didn't have the memo, is a chemical feed into our closed-loop system for our heat and air conditioning. That feeder was original equipment and needs to be replaced. It's over 25 years old. The Venus 7000 is our control unit for all of our video boards, video system. It does go down from time to time. That is a sole source item that needs to go back to Daktronics to be repaired before hockey season starts. And then the last item is our handicapped ramps, which we do have 3 of those. Those have deteriorated to the point that it is very difficult and dangerous for those in wheelchairs to be able to get up the ramps, and we have received some complaints, and I would really like to get these fixed, along with other parts of the parking lot that have been deteriorated, but this is probably the first part we need to take care of right now. These items were reviewed and approved by the advisory board last Wednesday.
Very good.
Motion to approve.
Second?
Motion to approve by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor of the motion say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item D, Information Technology. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of Contract C 413-2013 with Alexander Open Systems for the lease purchase of a hardware and software platform that will be used to support virtualized implementations of most of the physical servers currently installed in various locations throughout the county.
Good morning, Commissioners. Pat Oblander with the Information Technology Department. Back on June 27th, during the Commission meeting, I made a presentation to the Commissioners in regards to virtualizing or purchasing a virtualization platform to support most of the servers that we have currently set up as individual servers throughout the county, and to serve as a replacement platform for some other aging systems that we have, excuse me, such as our mainframe system and our AS400 systems. Those 2 systems currently support some major applications that we're running for the tax program. The AS400 support major systems for the Sheriff's Office, the 911 Center, Topeka Fire Department, Topeka Police Department, the records management system that those agencies all use. The county is kind of at an inflection point at this point. We could continue on those systems and upgrade those, or we could choose to move into the virtualized platform arrangement. I think it's important that the county move to the virtualized strategy rather than continue as we have with individual servers, individual mainframes, individual mid-range systems. There's some compelling arguments for going to the virtualization platform. I think we covered most of those in that meeting on the 27th. I'll recap those real quickly. The major benefit that we gain from this arrangement is once we virtualize these platforms and place them onto this hardware and software platform that we're contemplating purchasing today, we will have 2 systems located in 2 completely different buildings that will mirror each other, so that in the event one is lost, the other one's available to resume operations with. We do not have that ability right now. If we lose a major building or a major system, we're down until another hardware platform can be located, stood up, and recovered to. So we achieve a really important function by having these systems virtualized. During the meeting, we were given permission to work with Alexander Open Systems to create a statement of work that would list out the items that we'd be purchasing, the services that would be provided by AOS to get that system stood up and firm up and and document all of the migration steps that we would go through during the exercise. We have gone through that exercise. We've got the statement of work. It's in your agenda packet. And it comes out to the financing arrangements to $310,13 for 5 payments over the course of 5 years. The first year, we do have $160,000 that's been allocated from the sheriff's office to offset that first payment. Some other pieces of information that are useful: the systems that we're planning on retiring do have maintenance costs associated with them. Over the course of the migration period, which will be somewhere between 1 and 2 years, we will retire those systems, and then the money that we were spending on maintenance for those items would be redirected towards the payment of the virtualization platform system. We're expecting that we'll have at least $200,000 a year in savings based on the retirement of those. I don't have an exact figure on, or an exact estimate on when those funds will become available, because it's contingent upon completing the migration from the old systems to the new. As everybody knows, those migrations can have some hiccups and problems that take a little more time to get through, so it's difficult to know for sure when we're going to be done with those. The pricing arrangements that we came up with AOS for the systems that we're proposing are based on procurements that were done as a result of a RFP that was performed last year by the state of Kansas for the Keys project. So the funding, or the pricing for the V-Block platforms is based on the pricing that was granted to Kansas Department of Health and Environment as a result of that project. There are some other components in there that were not purchased under that, but are listed under state of Kansas contracts between AOS and the state of Kansas, and those are listed out in the memorandum that you see before you in the agenda item. There's pricing also for Microsoft licensing. AOS does not have a direct contract with state of Kansas, but there is a state of Kansas contract for Microsoft pricing through SHI, and the pricing that's being presented by AOS is within 1% of the price that's presented by the SHI to the state of Kansas for that contract. And I believe that is pretty much the important parts of the memo. And I would stand for any questions that you might have at this point on the content of the statement of work or the virtualization project in general.
Did you have a presentation, Pat, or?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did not.
Okay.
I did the presentation on the 27th that
Okay.
highlighted all of the important
That's what I
elements of the program, and I didn't know if it was necessary to repeat that.
Okay, you came prepared, though.
I have it
Okay.
available if you'd like to see it again.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
It's queued up and ready if you'd like to see it. That was a 20-minute talk right there.
Are there questions?
No.
Commissioner Cook, did you have something?
Just I see Ms. Griner's standing. I don't know if she might have some additional comment.
Well, I wanted to remind you that this would come out of that capital outlay amount that for 2013 was budgeted at $1 million. So far, you have approved expenditures of $300,000 for Public Works. Not all of that has been spent yet, but that amount was committed.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only expenditures we have out of that $1 million thus far this year. So there is funds available. The $310,000 for 2014 would come out of the $1 million that was allocated for 14. So far, you know, we have other projects, but that is the only thing that at this point would be a definite. You know, we would be committing for 5 years. Hopefully, as we talked, some of the later years, we can use some of these support fees to offset that. But just so you know that, you know, you are committing not only to this year, but for the next 4 years as well. I do think that this is something that really falls within our capital outlay plans. This affects absolutely every department in the county. And if a system would go down, you know, we have a lot of employees that would be sitting, waiting for it to come back up. This would, you know, take that risk away. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of go over that with you, exactly where the funds would be coming from.
Thank you.
Any questions on that?
I don't have any. Commissioner Archer, do you have a question?
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for not requesting that we see that presentation again. Pat's very good at technical aspects, and I've kept asking him about the man-on-the-street test. If someone came up to me, how would I explain this to a constituent or a man on the street? And it boils down, to me, it boils down to this is mandatory. It's not optional at this point. Number two, it will decrease the risk that we face every day of our systems going down and never coming back up. And number three, it's going to save us money. It's going to return at least $200,000 a year in the future. I think it's a good idea. I'm going to support this, and I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
There's a motion by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. Pat, I do want to just touch briefly. You had prioritized your capital outlay, and this was one of those purchases that you identified for continuity of operations planning.
That is correct. That was priority one in my priority list, yes. And it has been for
quite some time.
Quite some time, so.
Yes, well, you're persistent, and that's good. But you've done your homework, too, so I appreciate that. Then there's a motion by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Item E, Health Agency. Number one, consider authorization and execution of contract C 414-2013, addendum to exchange enrollees for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Kansas to serve as a participating provider for individuals covered through the health insurance marketplace.
Good morning, Commissioners. Alice Weingartner, Shawnee County Health Agency. As stated by Ms. Beck, this is an addendum to our current Blue Cross and Blue Shield contract. This would cover the folks who are eligible for the health insurance marketplace plans and would have a positive impact on our reimbursement, because we would be getting reimbursed at a rate that is a little bit higher than what we're reimbursed under private Blue Cross and Blue Shield plans for those folks that are covered under this plan. So there's a positive financial impact for the health agency.
Thank you, Alice. Are there questions or a motion?
Motion to approve?
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Cook. I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item E2, consider authorization and execution of contract C 415-2013, business associate agreement with Success EHS to include new language found in the High Tech Act of 2009.
This request, Commissioners, is coming before you, and we'll start to have more of these requests coming as well. With the changes that have occurred with the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, also known as HIPAA, as well as the High Tech Act that have taken place this year, there are revisions that we are having to make to many of our contracts and agreements, and this is the first one that's coming before you, and this one ties specifically to our electronic medical records. And these documents have been reviewed with county legal as well.
Thank you, Alice. I'll move approval of the request. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Item E3, consider authorization and execution of contract C 416-2013 with physician sales and service for the purchase of medical supplies for the Shawnee County Health Agency.
Morning, Commissioners. Allison Alejos, Health Agency. In July, you all approved awarding the bid to Physician Sales and Service, and this is the contract that outlines those terms, that agreement.
Thank you.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Archer.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Sorry.
Item E4, consider approval of state fiscal year 2014 grants from the Kansas Department of Health and Environment to the Shawnee County Health Agency in a total amount of $1,125,486.
We're requesting approval for the grant awards from KDHE. You'll notice it outlines each particular program area that receives funding. We did receive reductions this year in funding of $52,930. We anticipate with the county budget reductions for 2014, we will see an additional $12,362 in our state formula funding. But this is the actual award that we've received.
Thanks, Allison. Are there questions? I'll move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item E5, consider approval of request for out-of-state travel for a member of the local health department's management team to complete the Survive and Thrive shadowing visit in Phoenix, Arizona at an estimated cost of $784.
We have a member of the management team that's participating in the Survive and Thrive program. It's a 12-month program, and one of the requirements is that there's a shadowing visit completed. The shadowing visit will happen in Phoenix, Arizona. The group that will be going down there will be touring the Maricopa County Health Department as well as their state lab. It will be a really good opportunity for that individual to see how things are happening in other areas.
And the funds will, or the amount will be paid for
There's
by...
a travel stipend that will be available to help offset some of the costs. Some of the costs will be actually covered by the individual that will be participating.
Okay.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, and I'll second the motion. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item E6, consider authorization and execution of contract C 417-2013 with the Southeast Kansas Education Service Center for the 2013-2014 school year, enabling Shawnee County Health Agency to provide in-home nursing services to developmentally delayed infants and toddlers from birth to age 3 at no cost to the county.
Again, this contract allows the health agency to access the categorical funding that's available through the Department of Education. Through this, we have nursing staff that will provide services for those developmentally delayed infants and toddlers in their home. They also provide some consultation to TARC for professional services. This is a year-long contract, and not only do we have the dollars that come from here, we also have some money that comes from TARC directly as a pass-through from KDHE to help provide the funding for the actual services. So there is no cost to the county.
To the county, okay.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion to approve by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Thanks,
you.
Allison.
Item F, Public Works Solid Waste. Number 1, consider authorization and execution of contract C 418-2013 with Bartlett and West for construction administration, field observation, materials testing, and construction staking services for the Northwest 46th and Rochester Road intersection project for a lump sum cost of $240,000.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tom Flanagan, Public Works. Commissioners, before you is a negotiated contract with Bartlett and West to provide the construction engineering services for the improvement of the intersection at Northwest 46th and Rochester Road. I'd stand for any questions you might have.
Thank you, Mr. Flanagan. Are there any questions? We always appreciate seeing your smiling face. Mr. Vlock is attending the Kansas Department of Transportation Summit today,
Import.
correct?
Yes, he is.
Good. All right. Any
I'm not as
questions?
good looking, and I'm shorter. Don't laugh, please.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion
Second.
to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor of the motion say aye, opposed no. Motion carries 3-0. Thank you.
Commissioners.
Item G, County Counselor. Number 1, consider approval of request for out-of-state travel to attend a conference with all expenses to be paid by the County Councils Association of Kansas.
Good morning, Commissioners. Rich Eckert, Shawnee County Counselor. The key to this is at no cost to the county. Any other questions?
I have none.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Archer, second by Commissioner Cook. In California, huh? San Francisco.
It's a cross that I'll have to bear, but I think I'll be able to make it through, Commissioner.
Okay. All in favor of the motion, say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0.
Item G2, consider approval to release a request for proposal from property owners, developers, commercial real estate brokers, and other interested parties interested in selling buildings or land suitable for building to the county for development of a new health agency facility.
Commissioners, we've been working with the architect that the Board of County Commissioners approved on this project. They have had several meetings with both Alice Weingartner and Allison Alejos. Actually, myself have been at a couple of them. Their work is now complete. If you remember in that original contract, the next phase was for us to designate to them a building, and then they would take a look at the building and tell us how it works, if it works, and how much a estimated cost would be to get it to completion. However, we're not really experts in picking buildings and saying, what about this one? So what we came up with is to do a global RFP, one that would even reach beyond Shawnee County, one that would get to people who own own property in Shawnee County but perhaps live somewhere else. Also, this RFP could capture buildings that we don't even know about, buildings that are not currently for sale, buildings that are not listed. However, an owner might be thinking, what am I going to do with this? So this RFP is an attempt to go beyond what's just merely listed in the commercial pages of the real estate section. So how this is going to work is that we'll release the RFP. However, our architect actually has more contacts in this industry than we do, so they're going to be in charge of mailing this RFP out. Their list, of course, they could just give us our list, but they've decided to go ahead and do this for us. So they're going to help us disseminate this RFP to make sure it gets as broad a scope as possible.
Okay. Other questions?
Motion for approval of the RFP.
There's a motion by Commissioner Cook,
Second.
second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. Thanks, Rich.
Item 5, administrative communications.
Good morning, Commissioners. Randy Luby, Parks and Recreation. Just wanted to inform you of several special events we have going on this weekend out at Lake Shawnee. We have the Huff and Puff Balloon Rally Friday evening, Saturday morning, Saturday evening, and Sunday morning. And if any of the commissioners would like to go up in a balloon, we might be able to arrange that. Let me know. Give me a holler. Commissioner Bueller has declined 6 years running, so.
Stands.
But if you would, please just get a hold of me, and we'll see what we can do. We also have the Great Topeka Duck Race on Saturday morning, and it goes right up to the Huff and Puff also, so it's a busy weekend.
They're much more beautiful from the ground.
You need to try it.
I know.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Eric Talbert. I'm a community volunteer with both the Volunteers and Police Service, also known as VIPS, and with the Shawnee County Community Emergency Response Team, also known as CERT. As a member of CERT, I also have the privilege of being an operations section chief with the Topeka chapter group, and also assisting in teaching their quarterly emergency CERT Academy in Shawnee County. I'm here today as a member of the community to let you know that everyone know that September is National Preparedness Month. And as we begin National Preparedness Month, we're letting everyone know that preparedness begins with knowing what hazards could impact our community. And by identifying those hazards, we know what we should prepare for. The process is part of the mitigation phase of emergency management. Mitigation is not a commonly heard term, but without it, disasters and emergencies can be far worse than they are. Mitigation is the effort to reduce loss of life and property and lessening the impact of disasters by taking action now before the next disaster occurs to reduce human and financial consequences later. Effective mitigation consists of identifying, analyzing, reducing, and insuring against risks and hazards. It requires that we understand all local risks, address the hard choices, and invest in long-term community well-being. Without mitigation actions, we jeopardize our safety, financial security, and self-reliance. There are 21 current hazards that possibly could affect us here in Park County and specifically northeast Kansas. And they are agricultural infestations, civil disorder, dam or levee failures, drought, earthquake, expansive soils, extreme temperatures, floods, hailstorms, hazardous materials, land subsidence, lightning, major disease outbreaks, radiological emergencies, lightning, major disease outbreaks, radiological emergencies, soil erosion or dust problems, terrorism or agri-terrorism, tornadoes, utility and infrastructure failure, wildfires, windstorms, and winter storms. We encourage everyone to look at the hazards around their homes and, if possible, take efforts to mitigate the risks in their homes, neighborhoods, and communities. This can be as simple as removing or safely storing chemicals around your house or obtaining flood and homeowners insurance. Mitigation efforts, along with preparedness efforts, can be the difference in surviving a disaster or an emergency or being a victim in an unrecoverable circumstance. Thank you for the opportunity to discuss the first steps in preparedness. Please be safe and prepared in your homes, and we encourage everyone to help wherever they can in their community. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Dave Sturbins, Director of Emergency Management. I got really excited this morning when I heard words like continuity of operations, and I think it's working. Thank you very much, Pat. As Mr. Tolbert said, this is National Preparedness Month, and we encourage everyone to prepare for all year long, but especially to think about now that this is the month where we focus on preparedness. The goal of Preparedness Month, according to the federal government, says that it is to increase the overall number of individuals, families, and communities that engage in preparedness actions at home, work, business, school, and place of worship. Mr. Tolbert discussed mitigation and the importance of identifying hazards. Every year we go through and analyze the hazards, and for our region in the state, we go through and kind of prioritize our list for our area, what we consider to be like the top 5, and then going down from there. Last week, with the help of the health agency using their auditorium, we did our mitigation kickoff meeting to start the rewrite or revisiting of not only our mitigation plan, but because this is being funded at no cost to the county, it'll actually be a multi-county, but we had our first meeting here, and we plan on doing some more of those. I had email yesterday from Barry Beagle that we're planning another meeting here in the next couple of weeks. It'll be in the evening so people can attend to sit down and discuss with the public and with the city and county planning about mitigation ideas and things that are going on. A mitigation effort that we engage in really heavy to help us prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters so that we lessen the effects of a disaster in our community or major event is that we do work with our CERT teams and our other citizen corps groups pretty heavy, and we're pretty proud of those because we've seen how those can respond to and help us to work with some of the smaller events that we've had, such as our members are helping us to coordinate an accountability process this Saturday when we work with the Red Cross for the Ride for the Red, which is a big fundraiser for them. We use it for an accountability exercise for our volunteers, and we track all of the personnel, riders, and participants in their going from Topeka to Harveyville to Lake Wabaunsee, back through Dover, and back out to Heartland Park. And so if we can make that work, it helps us in disasters. We also encourage everyone in the community to visit FEMA.gov or www.ksready.gov for additional information on National Preparedness Month. We'll be back next week with some more tips from some of our volunteers, and looking forward to seeing everybody doing a lot of planning and preparation this month. Thank you.
Well, and Dave, I can't stress enough the personal responsibility that everybody should have, whether it's sheltering in place or preparing your go kit. Had to use mine before, and it's not fun, but at least you're ready. So I can't stress that enough.
Thank you.
Good morning, Becky Neosi, Register of Deeds. I sent out a press release this morning. Just want to let everyone know about a free service we have in Shawnee County. It's our Property Fraud Alert program. and I just wanted to urge all residents to sign up for this free program. According to the FBI, the fastest growing white-collar crime is property and mortgage fraud. So just to let you know, to give you an idea, we recorded on Tuesday 193 documents in our office. So lots coming in, and this service will notify you if something is recorded in your name in our office. Easy to sign up. You can go to our website or propertyfraudalert.com. Feel free to contact us. If you have any questions, let me know.
Very good, thanks.
And I have brochures if anybody wants them.
Anyone else for administrative communications? Okay.
Item 6, executive session.
I believe there is a need for executive session for a period not to exceed 15 minutes for purposes of employee-employer negotiations.
Yes, yes.
That is a motion.
Second.
Is there second by Commissioner Archer. All in favor say aye. Opposed, no. Motion carries 3-0. And no action anticipated? No? 15 minutes.
my guys in and do some of that kind of stuff. But we have a couple of just that's the next couple of weeks. Yeah, we got what they call hacksaws and skill saw, and then duct tape will put it back together, so we can get it apart and back together.
How
Make you
much
feel
time do we
confident?
have left? Okay. We can sign.
So, yeah, I'll just,
All signing just for me too? Really? Okay, how much time do we have, Cindy? Okay, all right, well, this will be good, I can get this done.
what do you mean? You have to get people all the way, things that I've done for you, so that's really cool. All starting right now. No, we just want to try that. We want to do that. You want sometimes stop by.
I do want stuff like that.
Go up and see what. Go ahead. I got a meeting right up. You go see Ron. No problem. Just, no, she doesn't know what you're gonna do. You tell her that you're gonna get something together to get her, because we have a plan on that. You probably will.
Jane, you want to pull that August off of there? I looked up and I was like, oh.
Where did the summer go?
It's flown. Yeah, but you're right, this year's gone fast.
So you didn't have to go run to Kansas City, pick up the newspapers and bring them back since production got delayed?
No. I don't think you're gonna send me out there.
I can see you driving down the highway carrying the truck.
Let me know when it's time.
Yeah. I'm all hooked to my business.
Still have a few minutes? Okay.
I just kept saying, that's a question for John, and I think he's right there.
Sandy wanted to make sure we talked
You can hardly see that I'm here.
Yesterday too with the paint and Randy's wearing, you guys look like Skittles.
Skittles. Oh my.
Sherbet orange yesterday, bright pink, bright orange, yellow. Excellent.
So how come you didn't go up in the hot air balloon?
I like to have my feet firmly on the ground.
Me too. Ask Cindy about her experience.
Oh, it's always a nice soft landing.
Yeah, it's always nice to also, my knee works again.
Oh my gosh, really?
Just almost a year. And almost $1,000 on my pocket for physical therapy.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
and it really wasn't a.
Well, most people, they pushed her out.
Oh, stop.
I got tired of it.
But did you get to take water balloons and like throw water balloons out?
No, they won't let you do that. They
Oh.
won't even take them in. We did ask.
Oh.
And
Boo.
It's not interesting anymore.
I mean, if I can't fly over the lake and throw out water balloons, you know.
Okay.
What's the point?
Okay, it's time. We are back from executive session, no action required, and we are adjourned.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Yeah. Gosh, it is Thursday already. It doesn't seem like it at all.